Welcome to a new mix and masterclass, and oh boy, this was a good one. The quality of the questions were insane. We talked about a lot of different things, from getting your lead bigger to create more movement in kicks. We reviewed some of the kicks of other artists. We talked about hardstyle, raw style. It was just a very good stream overall. I want to thank you for being part of it. And if you don't want to miss out on the upcoming interactive masterclass, make sure to hit that subscribe button, but also hit that subscribe button on my newsletter, because you will be the first one to get notified when I'm going to do another masterclass. So, without further ado, have fun. Lead layering. How to make your lead sound big and not too saw-like. Okay, let's dive into the first question. How can you make your leads sound better? I'll park all those texts that are coming in right now. I'll park it a little bit. Let's talk about lead layering. It's very easy to make leads, but how to make it more unique is a different ball game. All right, so I have a demo project here. It's not the best project, but maybe we can soup it up a little bit. Lead layering. Okay, what do I do? Let's see if you guys can hear it properly, by the way. Let me know if you can hear it. Where's the chat just freezing? Anyway, I'm just gonna assume it's working. Oh, it is working. Okay, audio sounds good. All right. Okay. Yo, what's up, Marvin? Thank you all for coming. Okay, so the trick with leads, right, is I always see it as stacking the leads. So you start with the basics. The basics are chord progressions, right? Usually I just grab the LD hypersaw for chord progression, for the basic chords, the foundation. So very basic. And this one, another one, some random preset. Okay. On the FX chain, I do basically nothing. I just keep it like this. Very basic. The chords in my leads are always the... How do I visualize this? You guys are visually, you know... Okay, so how would I visualize this? Oh, I know. It's like when you're painting something, it's like the primer, right? It's the primer, it's the base. And on top of that, you're gonna put your top leads. So this is the base. This is the primer. It's just very basic. No, nothing too much, too fancy. Just 3 layers. Just one basic chord progression. That's it for this lead. And then you're gonna go to the second layer. So the first layer is the primer, right? The chords itself. And then obviously how you're gonna stand out your lead is by adjusting the layer, the top lead layer. Yeah. And that's the harder part, because you have to find sounds that work with each other and sound good with each other. So I can take you through that process if you like. But basically what it is, you start with one that you really like. Obviously the reverb is very intense right now because I put a peak controller on it, so let me turn off the reverb a little bit. So what I just usually do is I start with one layer, and when I like that layer, I do another one. But that one has to be connecting or making the other one sound better. So I can do that by either just, you know, opening up a new preset. You know what? Let's just start from scratch. How about that? Okay, we have the melody. Let's insert a Serum. I'll tell you about the reverb in a bit. All right, let's go to... I'm not going to make a lead from scratch. Obviously, I have my own packs. Lead. Okay, let's turn off all these. Okay, this one. Okay, I'm just gonna clone like a few Serums. Okay, clone a few Serums, and then after that I'll just add a preset to it or start changing the sound, whatever you like. But for the sake of this, for the sake of time, we're gonna just work with presets. It's literally building block by block. See it as a Lego thing. So now we have all these Serums connected. So that sounds horrendous, obviously, because you're stacking five times the same sound. So you just start with one. turn down the volume because you need to combine all those leads together, right? So if you're gonna stack, you're just gonna, it's gonna sound weird. So the trick with getting a good lead is not so much adding more sounds, but it's finding the right balance in between the lower octave or a higher octave. Some notes sounds really good on a lower octave. So let's listen to that. This is like the normal sound. Okay, gonna add another preset. It's too loud because I cannot hear the other one anymore, so I'm gonna turn it down. I don't like this sound. This one I like. It makes the other sound better. It makes it more sharp. See how this blends in together? So I like that. Okay, so now I have two higher regions. Now maybe I need to add a lower one. So let's go to the third one. Okay, let's turn it down. So this one, I'm going to put an octave lower. Why? To give that top lead a little bit more body. If you're going to do everything on the same octave, it's just going to sound very thin. So that's my trick in top leads, to make it a little bit more fuller, you know, is to just change it up an octave. And the way you do that is put it down 12 semitones. I do it here in the piano roll. I right click, easy. So let's listen. And the lower sounds, I don't want it to be too dominant. So I'm going to put it down a notch. Just enough to make that top lead a little bit more fuller. That's basically it. You can barely hear it. Okay, moving on to the next one. This one, I want it to be a little bit more distorted, so I'm going to use the higher region. So I'm going to put it up an octave instead. So now I have two in the middle, one low and one high. Okay, I still believe that the first one that I put into is a little bit too dominant, so I'm going to put that back. So it's, again, all about balancing left, right, volume. Okay, now, because it sounds good, but it's too dry. Let's turn on the reverb to make it a little bit more bigger so you get a better feeling with it. Did I literally remove everything from the... Oh, I didn't put them on the FX chain yet. Okay, let's put them on the FX chain, whatever that was. This one. I need to adjust the peak controller. Okay. Okay, now for the last layer, I'm going to add something that makes it a little bit more different. See how when you stack leads on top of each other, the first one just still sounds like the first one, obviously, but the more sounds you add to it, it gets a whole new dynamic. So I would suggest for lead stacking, find a lead that you really like and add complementary leads to it to enhance the effect and to make it bigger and wider. I think I put it on the wrong FX chain. Yeah, this whole project is a mess. It's a mess, it's a mess, it's a mess. I should not have changed that. So I hope that makes sense. I don't know, I messed up the FX chain and I don't want to change it all up. I put the chords and the top lead did the same layer, so that's my bad. But, oh, here we go. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Stacking layers, find one, add another one, add another one, add another one. But don't add everything on the same octave. Make one higher, make one lower. So you have the more higher notes, you have the lower notes. So all together you have low, mid, and high for only the top lead. And then the chords are the support layers. Does that make sense, guys, what I'm saying? Brick by brick, exactly. I'm gonna go back to the comment section really quick. So I think that will be all for the leads. Are there any phasing issues when you have different leads with pitch on the LFO? I would say the phasing issues occur if you stack two of the same leads on top of each other, because you're literally repeating the lead. So that's when you get phasing issues. I'm not sure what it has to do with the pitch on the LFO question though. In a video you said you need a dry layer in the lead group to avoid it being too stereo. How much sense does that make if there's already a sidechain compression on the FX, ducking the reverb? Oh, you mean the mono one? Yes. How much sense does that make if there's already sidechain compression in the FX channel, ducking the reverb? I'm not sure how that is related. So what I mean with getting a dry signal here over here, the mono lead, which I totally messed up, by the way. Let me just reopen this project. It happens. It happens. It happens, of course. So what I mean is you add the mono layer, which has no reverb. It's just the mono sound. It will make your lead sound tremendously better, because usually what producers do is make it way too stereo and they forget about the mono field. And once you add one layer of mono, it's going to make a complete dry lead for a less stereo. That way it can cut through the iPhone speaker. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to reopen the project, because then you'll see the... Here we go. Select channels routed to this track. So this one's mono. These are all mono. Do you hear the difference, guys? I'm not sure if you can hear it on YouTube, but that's such a big difference. Okay. This is without. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that on YouTube, but that is such a big difference. And that's exactly what I mean when you had to add a mono layer to make it sound way, way bigger. All right, I'm going to move on to the other question. So that answered Go's question. Yes, so it is technically a layer without stereo imager, but you make it mono. So that's what I did on the... in the VST itself. You can do it in the VST itself, or you can put over here, I believe. No... There's another button here, which is obviously gone. Why? Oh, here, this one. Oh, it is mono, right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right here. You have to press this button over here, and then it will show up. So yeah, add one layer, make it mono. It sounds so much better. Okay, whenever I try to mix the different elements of the kick with Maximus, either the kick sounds muffled with a lot of low end, but no punch and body, or a cleaner kick with no low end. The balance is hard. Whenever I try to mix different elements of the kick with Maximus, either the kick sounds muffled with a lot of low end or no punch. Okay, so yeah, that's okay. So I think those are settings for your Maximus compressor. You have to adjust the settings in Maximus compressor according to how fast you want the compressor to work, because these buttons are here for a reason. This is the attack, envelope, sustain. So you have to tell the compressor, hey, I want the transient to be this, or I want the compressor to kick in this fast, or release it that fast. So those are the settings you need to play and adjust with, because if you're just going to adjust the bands, that's not good enough. That's not efficient. You have to adjust the attack and the release for that, and then you'll find better. Then you will find out that your kick is going to sound better. Okay. Hey man, any tips to have kick drum be squashed without increasing the low end? Without increasing the low end? Any tips to have kick drum? I don't know what you mean with that, Nika. Can you, okay. You said, sorry, low end should be minus 3B, but still keeping the kick drum square. I don't really know what you mean with that. Any tips to have the kick drum be squashed without increasing the low end? I'm not sure what you mean with that. Are you trying to increase the kick? And I really don't get, I don't understand the question. Sorry, man. Yeah, altered, I already answered that. You call them chords, but on these pads, if they don't play the rhythm of the melody, is there a difference? That's a great question. I call them chords. They're basically pads. Yeah, but pads, in my opinion, are actually pads. And a pads, to me, is like an ambient. It's an ambient synth playing. Let's say it's Nexus or something. See, these are the chords. This is just chords. And chords can be on a rhythm. They can go with the melody, but this is also chords. This is just a chord progression. They're just longer notes. A pad is a term for a certain sound. So if you're referring to a pad, you go to Nexus. Over here, Epic Pads. So what you're referring to is the name of the sound. This is a pad. It's ambient. You're playing the chords in a pad, so then you get this. That is a pad. Usually it's a little bit more cut off. Like, I use the Undermeta pad. Don't tell anyone. That's my secret. Back off. It's mine. And I put a cut-off filter on it to make it more epic. Nice. That's a pad. I always mess up blending the punch in the tail. Weird waveforms. Okay. Do I have a kick builder here? No, I don't. I always mess up, but that's not really a question. That's just what you do. What is the question that you want to ask me? I always mess up blending the punch in the tail. Okay. Okay. Then I need to know how you work, you know? How do you put it mono? With side? Yeah, you can do it with mid-side EQ, with Fab Filter, but I just do it on the master, which is basically the same idea. But with Fab Filter, obviously, you have more control. So, yeah, you can do it with Fab Filter. The way you do that is Fab Filter. I hope you guys can see it. Let me see if it's not detached. It's not detached. Oh, there's the preset. Yeah, I'm not going to change it. Okay. Side, you go to, yeah, you guys can't see this, but this is right-click, stereo placement, side, and then you can just drag it down, and then you cut off the sides, so you keep the mono. That's how you do it with Fab Filter. Whenever you have phasing issues with the stack layers, you can get a Fab Filter with a side EQ to set the layers back in phase, right? I am not sure. Maybe with the linear phase, that could be very well be true. I've never done that before. You can set an offset for the in silent, for example. I know silent, you can do the phasing offset over here, phasing offset. So if you want to stack 2 layers, you can set this the phasing offset. So technically the synth sounds so what offset means with the phasing is that the oscillator of the sound starts in a different position. So let's say this is I don't have paint. Sometimes I wish I had paint. Okay, this is it's very small. Let's say you have the sinus waveform, right? Usually it starts at the beginning, and with the phasing offset, you can say like, okay, we'll start in half. And with Serum, you can do the same, and you can even randomize it. So if you want to stack 2 leads, you can work around the phasing issues by setting off the offset, by offsetting the phase. Oh man. All right. I actually got a problem to turn kicks louder and not sound too clipped or sound different in the original because of too much processing. Yes, I get that, guys, and that is very common. There's some OPS with my own punch. Okay, now let's say you want to crank it up all the way, right? What do you want to achieve? -2 LUFS, I would say, is really good, but you're going to sacrifice low end. And I think I don't have to explain how you do this now because it's literally a matter of bands and compression. My only advice would be not to put an inflator on the kick because that's not it. There's more to it, you know. There's more to it. In a perfect scenario, in your kick builder, you want to control the low end separately from the original crunch. So you want to. That's what I teach my students. Remove the low end from your crunch and re-add it again. So you have a separate layer, and you can always change that up. You can increase it, decrease it, remove some frequencies, add some frequencies. The more layers you have in a kick builder, honestly, the better because you'll have full control over it. So 1, 2, 3 layers like this. You only have 2 layers to work with. Okay, I did separate it a little bit. How many LUFS are we looking at here? This is just a fun project I made. Yeah, that's not even loud. So, also I'm not playing full volume, but so yeah, the trick with getting loud kicks is obviously have a clean low end, very important, and not to conflict any sub punch with the low end. Let's say you have a punch club kick. Let's say you have that. Let's say you have a club kick here for the punch, right? You're making your kick builder here. Honestly, let's just open up a kick builder. Fuck it, let's just open up. I have a perfect kick builder. Yeah. Right. So now we have the kick builder over here, right? This is the kick builder, and that's yeah. So I made a kick builder for my students. It's a one and all. You have like all these kicks together, where they can learn how to, you know, That doesn't sound right. It's like heavy kicks, gated kicks, gloom kicks. Stretched. Why is it always stretched? So yeah, if you look at my kick builder, for example, you want to have full control over the transient, full control over the, in this case, it's the sub punch, full control over the sound of the punch, full control over the snare or clap for the high end in the punch. And in this case, this tail was from Charmendo, and his mixing is just insane. So I don't have to adjust the low end. Once you have a good low end tail, you don't have to be like that surgeon to every time check your low end. Once you have a good low end, you can work with that. So the trick is, let's see how loud these kicks are, how loud we can pump it up. See, that's decent. Minus 2.3. I know you guys can see that. Yeah, you guys can see that. Minus 2.3 LUFS. That's decent. And there's low end in it. And the processing is very minimal, honestly. What do we have on the low end, which is the most important one, honestly? I boosted some lows, removed some mids, removed some highs. I was very lazy, apparently, because I didn't even use a fab filter. I just put it in the FL Studio over here. Lazy. Okay. So that's it for kicks, guys. Minus 2.5 LUFS is easy, of minus 2 LUFS. You just have to play the game, you know? Remove the low end, add the low end, but have clean low end. It all comes down to the low end in the end, because obviously you can turn a punch sound up to, I don't know, plus 20 LUFS, but it's the low end that matters. So it has to be clean, has to have enough low end, and make sure it's not conflicting with the sub punch. Like this can be a little bit better connected, but you don't want this. This is what I mean. You don't want this. This is not good for your, that's going to clip. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Sorry, guys. I don't want to skip anyone. Hey, yo, G-Noise, what's up, dude? Sorry, too technical. I mean, to get a loud kick without increasing the low end, why would you not increase the low end? Or keeping its waveform loudness when removing low end? I'm still trying to figure out what you want, man. I mean, to get a loud kick without, why would you not increase your low end? Or keeping its waveform loudness when removing? I don't know what you mean, man. I really don't. I mean, you always want to increase your low end. You always want to increase your low end. The more, the better. Like, if this sounds good, minus 2.5 LUFS, I'm like, okay, well, what if I increase the low end? Maybe there's a little bit more room for it, you know? And maybe I like that saturation on this kick. And I kind of do, but you don't want it to be too much because the dynamics is just going to be messed up. So, I think what you're trying to say is you want to keep your kick and you want to make it as loud as possible and don't change anything to it. But that's not the game. It's not, that's, you want, unless you made the perfect kick, you have to adjust bands or certain parts in your kick, right? Yeah. All right. Before you say my kicks need more inflator. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. How to make good up-tempo kicks sounding good and not overly distorted with too much artificial sounds. Oh boy. I'm working on it's not a secret, obviously. I'm working on the up-tempo course. Where is it? And I made some some kicks. I see, you want an up-tempo kick that doesn't sound overly distorted. Isn't that the whole point? Oh, this is not this is the demo project from Dimitri K. Isn't that the whole point of an up-tempo kick? Or are you trying to say that the balance in your kick is not right? Like you cannot hear the reverse and stuff like that? My advice would be to mix on a low volume, and once you get the proper sound, then crank it up, not the other way around. This is not the project, guys. Can I cancel this? No, whatever. So I'm finding that kick builder right now. Obviously, up-tempo kick builder. Here we go. Please open. Yeah, everyone knows I love microwave kicks. Not, but obviously, you know, people like it, so I have to. What? Aye. Yep. So. It's coming, guys. It's coming. The all-in-one kick builder. Microwave kicks, bouncy kicks, everything for the up-tempo course. I'm working on it, okay? As you can see, it's 3 layers, so it's not rocket science. So how to make good up-tempo kicks sounding good and not overly distorted. Dude, up-tempo kicks need that distortion. They just need it. They need it. And they need to be loud. And what better way than to be loud and to distort it? A lot of text, guys. I need to catch up. What was the most challenging in the process of making Hardstyle yourself? And how did you manage to succeed? What should we focus on and prioritize? The most challenging in the process of making Hardstyle yourself. Okay, that's a great question. I like that question. I need to think about that. I think the most challenging thing was to find your own style. That is the most challenging thing. And how do you find your own style? It just happens organically. You have sounds that you like that sound a little bit different than the rest. For example, my students, I can already point out when there's a brutalizer track or a track or a dramatic track. You know, all these guys, they have their own sound now. So the most challenging thing is to stand out, obviously, and everyone can produce music right now. So it's your job to be different, and that's hard. So, but it's possible because every time something else gets invented, right? So that's the most challenging thing about music production, aside from the pressure that you have once you get signed and people have expectations and you want to make money out of it and you want to, you have to, you get pressure. Like you're going to look at your Spotify streams. Hey, why is this not doing good? Why is my social media post not going? It's not easy, guys. It's not easy to be an artist. It's not easy. There's constant pressure. Your dopamine levels are going up and down because some posts are doing real well. Some songs are going to do really well, but other things are not going to do as well. And then you're going to, ask yourself, am I doing the right thing right now? Is it just not good enough? That's the most challenging thing about being an artist. Definitely. On top of work-life balance. All right. Thank you for the question, Thox. Really good question. It's a really good kick builder, this one. Thank you, G-Noise. I should use more your kick builder. Yeah, it's a good kick builder, guys, for the students. People that use FL channel mixer. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry, man. Okay, Tom. Neros, do you know the secret of a signature aftershock kick? For example, the last climax in his track Champion. Okay, let's listen to it. Champion. Can I bring you guys with me? Let's listen to it. Let me put YouTube on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Window capture, YouTube. Let's see if you guys can hear this too. Last climax. Damn, that shit is clipping. Damn. That's a lot of clipping. Let's go. Okay, so I hope you guys could hear that. Let's go back to FL Studio. Yeah. Could you guys hear that? Did you guys hear the aftershock audio? So what I was hearing is it's just the typical aftershock punch. You know, a lot of transient on the punch, very deep punch sound, and a lot of the strength in aftershock kicks. The strength in his kicks are the drive within the crunch, right? It's like it's like a Zaag kick, but subtle. Like it's there's just a lot of drive to it, and the way you can add more drive to your kicks is by absolutely doing just absolutely not that. Let's go back to the kick builder. Yeah, the punch is insane. Yeah, it's a great track. And he's a very good producer, dude. He's been producing for so long. Remember when his name was Shockers? Okay, so the strength in his I don't think I have a straight why is everything stretched? Okay, the strength in his tracks are definitely it's very not a low end, not a this part right here, the tail, right? This one has a lot of drive to it. So in order to achieve that, obviously you can do it from scratch. This one's stretched all the way. This is a horrible example. What I like to do is find the right key. And in this case, okay, let's make it like this. Okay, the reverb is a little bit too much. Let's put that down. Okay, so what the Aftershock does really well, if you visualize it, the movement in his tails are going to go like a little bit like, let me make it bigger, like a little bit like this, right? Like that. So it creates that extra drive that it has. So how would you do that? Well, you can increase it. You can increase the drive in your tails. This one is a little bit static because I obviously fucked it up. I stretched it all the way. So let's find a sharp tail from Mist. I like those. All right, really basic. Find one that has a lot of. Maybe something like this. No, that's too much. Oh, that waveform looks horrendous. Okay, never mind. These kicks are not good. Is there an OPS with a sharp? I like that ending. Okay. Okay. So what you want to do is you can blend those layers together. And what you do is you make it unique because you're going to remove the low end. All right, Control L, remove the low end. Make sure both tails are really on key. They have to be on key. Okay, so now we have this right here. And so what you can do, you can combine two crunches together. One for the normal one and one extra to create more movement. Okay, let's listen to it. Okay, let's check if they're on key. They have to be on key. This live stream gets saved. Absolutely. You can watch it back on my YouTube. Thank you for joining in, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the questions too. G-tune. Let's see if it's on key. Is it on key? G-tune before EQing. It's B. Okay. That means it's not on key. Huh. Okay. Sorry guys, I have to detach it because otherwise it keeps disappearing. Let me put it on key. OPS is not on key. I want my money back. Now it's on key. Wait, I didn't change anything. OPS is on key. Okay, how about this one? G-tune before the EQing, because G-tune only works with low end. So if you want to use G-tune to determine the key of your kick, you have to put it before the EQ because it only detects up to 440 hertz. So G-tune before EQing. All right, so this layer is, you guys can see it because I have to put it detached. Wait, this one's also off key. So let me fix that really quick. Damn, that one was super off key. Charmendo. Okay, so now they're both in key. Nice. So now I can work with it. So make sure that they're both in key. Terrorcore. Yeah, I made Terrorcore. Okay. This is not the best punch for this kick, but it's fine. Okay, so basically what you want to do, I'm gonna remove a little bit of mids and some more because I don't want to offend Aaron. So I'm just gonna, do it with the EQ. So in this way, I'm gonna give the movement tail a little bit more room to work, because if you're gonna put it on top of each other, they're working in the same frequency range. So you have to choose. So in this case, I'm gonna remove some frequencies here, so the other one has a little bit more room. Makes sense, right? And you keep the low end, and now you can hear the other one kicking in better. So this is how you should produce music. You have one sound and you want to add one more, then prioritize which sound is going to have the priority. In this case, it's going to be the extra drive to it. So now it has more drive. Still sounds like ass, but you get the point, right? You can maybe add this up a little bit. Yeah, I really don't like this punch. Anyway. 2025, new kicks. Give me a name for this kick. Aye. So yeah, that's a cool trick, right, guys? It's very easy. Make sure that both keys are on key, but make sure both kicks are on key. So in this case, it was A sharp. Put it on G tune. Make sure it's on key, and then remove the frequencies from one where you want to give room to the other. Right? Frog kick. Frog kick. Frog kick. It is. Blob kick. Aye. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the challenge, to the comments. Oh man, that's a lot of questions, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you all for coming to the stream. Okay, how do you make a good clean sub layer for crunchy kicks and gated kicks? There's a difference. Yes. So I do that in kick 2, and I cannot explain it in this live stream. But basically, kick 2, if you have it, kick 3. Does anyone have kick 3 here? I'm curious how it is. Is it worth it? I make my my low ends. If I want to replace the low ends, I make it with kick 2. You know. So and the difference between a kick for a regular kick and a gated kick is the sub control here. It adds harmonics to it. With a gated tail, you have harmonics in the sub, which makes it sound more boomy, like a techno kick, right? And then for the regular kick, it's just straight on. Make it longer. That's what she said. And something wrong. Some kicks have a pitch down. Some gated kicks have a pitch down. Something like this, not with this bullshit at the end, but you get the point. Like this, right? Oh man, this would be so good on a subwoofer. So there's multiple ways to create a clean low end for a new kick. You have the straight version, you have the pitch down version, and you have the gated version, which is with harmonics in it. So I remember I made that mutilator kick builder. Let's see. Yeah, so here, this is like a techno kick, right? Make sure to cross, yeah. So that's how I do the clean gated stuff. You add the harmonics to it. Regular with harmonics. That's the difference. So yeah, 3 ways to do that. Hope that answers your question. Could you explain, for example, using a drop, how to play it in... Oh, you want to change it to triplets to quarter beats? Can I explain that here? No. I have to go to another track. Basically, what you do if you want to change triplets to quarter beats is you do triplets first or quarter beats first, and then either by introducing the triplets or the quarter beats by chopping up. That's a very common thing, is chopping up the vocals in the different pattern. So instead of da 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 da, you go da 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 da, and then you go to the in this case triplets. So you cannot abruptly change it. You have to introduce the switch of the rhythm, in my opinion. Else, to me, I'm not saying this is facts, it sounds off. I always think you should do that. So let's say this is a shitty track, but whatever. Okay, so here, this vocal is pretty hard to cut. I can do it, but this is a 1/4, right? This is quarter beats. This is the vocal. And the way you can see that it's on quarter beats is because I'm working in quarter beats, 1/4. And oh shit. How many times does it happen to you guys when you click wrong and everything? Everything just goes to oblivion. Everything is aligned with the quarter beats, so that's how you can change it. If I want to introduce the switch here, I can do that. I'll switch to triplets, and then I will have to cut the whole damn vocal. Yeah, I can do it with chop, I know. But you know what? I'm old-fashioned. So in that case, I would be... You have to listen to it.
Head up the game, play that sack. Head up the game, play that sack. Head up the game, I don't hate that sack. Head up the game, I don't hate that sack. Head up the game, I don't hate that.
You have to chop it up. Chop it up.
Head out the game, I don't play that fact. Head out the game, I don't play that fact. Head out the game, I don't play that fact. Head out the game, I don't play that fact.
Hit, okay, this is wrong.
Head out the game, I don't play the game, I don't play that fact. Head out the game, I don't play that fact. Head out the game, I don't play that fact. Head out the game, don't play that fact. Head out the game, don't play that fact.
Something like that, right? Sounds completely terrible, but then after that, you can, it's just for demonstration purposes. And then you can introduce the triplets here. So let's do that. Triplets, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Thank you, OPS. Okay, so then it would sound like this. See? Now it makes sense. Well, not with this shitty transition, but you get the point, right? You switch here, you introduce the triplets in this case, and then definitely not use a quarter fill here. And if you want to do it better, you can also start with triplet kicks to introduce that. Something like this. Oh, nice kick. And then you have to adjust, in this case, the tail too, because it's on quarter beat. So, I don't know, man. Too much work. Yeah, I'm not going to figure that out right now. But you have to change the rhythm of your kicks too, of course. All right, bye, Bartje. Yo, I have to catch up with all these questions, guys. Thank you all for coming. I've never had so many people today. That's great. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys coming. I really do. All right. So that's what I disrect. That's your question. Bit Crusher. I sent in a track to A&R and got feedback that the leads need to be fatter. Any tips for making fat leads? Yes, I know the tip. And that is very easy. Do not remove too many frequencies. Easy. OTT will make your lead sound significantly thinner. 100%. Not saying it shouldn't work, but maybe there's OTT on this one. Yep, there is. Okay, let's see if I turn it down. Oh, it's only on 7%. My best advice for thicker leads is to look at your audio spectrum and look at the frequencies. What are the frequencies showing? Because you can see music, you can hear music, but you can also see music. So, yeah, you already said that. So you want the frequency range. I wouldn't say this is the best. I would say this frequencies over here are a little bit missing. Some people might want to cut that off. Let's see. Yeah, I like that region. Maybe not too extreme. This, in my opinion, looks good. This peak is a little bit weird. I would put a dynamic EQ on this and turn that down a little bit. So how to make your leads sound better? With everything in music production, you look at the audio spectrum. What is the audio spectrum telling you? Is it flat enough, or are there weird peaks in it? And on top of that, you need to find the right stereo and mono field, right? Very important, stereo, mono. So you not only work with EQing, you only work with balancing in the volume and stuff like that. I hope that answers your question. Okay, a bit loud there, microwave. Oh shit, I'm so behind, guys. When I'm following YouTube tutorials, they never sound as good because somehow I think I distorted too much. Okay, you know what we should do for next stream, guys? You guys shouldn't. You guys should send in your problems through like a project file or something, and I can work with that. How about that? That would be cool, right? Makes it even more interactive. And I'm just gonna fix your shit. I'll send you an invoice after. I'm kidding. Oh shit! I'm still at the microwave kick. Oh man, I'm so behind. Sorry guys, can't keep up with the chat. Kicks cannot be more than minus 3.5 with low end. If you want more low end, you have to sacrifice low end. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Hard to find a balance between distorting and having a good sound. I agree with you, brother. Yeah, I agree with you. With L2, there's a function on that you can actually hear the distortion. So if you're not sure, let's say this is the thing I want to push. L2. There is a Put it on aggressive. Crank it open. And then over here, where was it again? Over this one? No? Shit. Where is it now? Where's that button? Bruh. Hello? Move. Huh? It's not working for some reason. With this, I swear it was this one. Audition limiting on. Why is it not working? I must have been doing something wrong. Anyway, cool story, bro. Tell me more. I don't know what happened. So, what's this? Default setting. Restore factory presets. Do it. All right, I broke it. It's not working. But with L2, you can hear the distortion. I put it in my my programs too, in the tutorials. For some reason, it's not working. Anyway, not really important. You can hear the distortion. So, yeah, there's not really a way to see distortion. There is, but for sounds, you have to train your ears. Like someone sent me a master 2 days ago, and he was like, "Oh man, this master sounds so good. I achieved -2 LUFS." And I'm like, bruh, everything's distorted. So you have to train yourself to recognize the distortion. Sometimes the distortion adds nice saturation to your kicks, right? So it makes it sound better. But in most cases, you don't want to overdo it. Okay, moving on. How to keep clarity in a vocal when you pitch the vocal down. That is a great question, and I'm happy to answer that. How to create? That is a good question. How to keep the clarity. That's hard.
I'ma kick back when you fake like
The problem with vocals, when you pitch it down, the higher the quality, the better it will sound when you pitch it down, and it preserves the clarity. If you're going to rip YouTube sounds, it's going to sound like shit. So what you want to do is...
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. I'ma kick like that.
Alright, so putting the... Alright, this sounds... The vocals without any effects sound like this.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that.
Let's pitch it down. What is regular? Let's do 800.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fact.
Let's look at the audio spectrum. What does it do to a vocal if you pitch it down? Let's see, before and after.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fact. I'ma kick back when you fake like that.
Okay.
Head out of the game, I don't play that fact.
There's no high end. Okay, what if I turn it back up?
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fact.
The high end is back. So when you pitch down a vocal, the high end is gone. How can you get high end back? By adding it with Fat Filter EQ? Sure, that's an option. But usually the easiest way is just to put it down, add some distortion to it.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that.
That adds that saturation to it. You can use a saturation plugin to give that spark back in the high end.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fact. I'ma kick.
Still not perfect, but better. I would do a little bit of an EQ boost here.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fact. I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fact. I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fact.
See? That sounds good. You can also put a bit crusher on it for a nice effect, but that's the way you can preserve that clarity when you pitch down the vocals. And the higher the quality for the vocals, the better that will work out, right? Just added a bass. Pitch shifter. Okay, cool. Never heard of it. Little alter boy, I never use that. It sounds so weird. Sometimes when I'm really lazy and I don't want to link all the automations to a pitch bender, I put an alter boy on it. But do you make much of a difference in stereo width between... Oh, that's a... Oh, man. So many questions, guys. I'm so behind. I don't know where I was. I think I left my chat just refreshed for some reason. Everything's gone. Yeah, this stays online. Sick project. Thank you, man. No questions. Thank you, Tom. I do it with pleasure. Reverb sidechaining is better with sidechain trigger. Ghost leads, for example. Yeah, sure. You can do that. That's a method, I know. I just use it on the P controller, which is technically the same. Not really, but I see what you're saying. And I've seen that before, and that works really well. I don't know why my chat just refreshed. Can we hear the whole track, boss? That's not really a whole track, though. It's just a mid-intro and the how much dB gain reduction on sidechain compression for lead reverb? Any reference value? As all these questions with in regards to how much dB or how much blah, 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 there's no right answer because every sound is different. Every peak is different. There is no threshold that you can apply to everything. You have to listen. You have to train yourself. There's not a, like, I don't use any decibels for this, decibels for that. I'm sure a lot of people stick to it. I'm sure that works for them. For me, it doesn't work because every sound to me is different. I treat it differently. So there's not a golden rule for one sound or for compressors especially. What about sending in a kick file and you can improve it? Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to organize that for next. I'm losing my voice. Organizing for next stream. Poor Ravager. It was definitely not Ravager. Small addition. I think it's easier to notice distortion with headphones than speakers. Yes, I agree with you, Aaron. Aaron always with the good stuff. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. You can hear it on headphones better, but it's really important to have the right headphones. These biodynamics, they're amazing. I can hear the distortion right away. But you have to train yourself, dude. Honestly. Is there a way to lengthen a kick crunch of a sample? I would like to end my drop with a 2-bar long kick. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, easy fix. All right. Let's say the track ends here. Okay, that's a very interesting build-up. What is this? That sounds like ass. Okay, let's say you have a kick. Okay, and you want to end it at the end of your track, right? And his question was, how can I stretch it? Because when I stretch it, you stretch everything. That's correct. Easy fix. You put the cut tool. By the way, guys, did you know if you right-click and you scroll, you can scroll through the functions? Found that out yesterday. Not that I'm going to use it, but yeah. So what you do, you want to have the punch and the tail separated, right? Make unique. Put it on a new channel. Control L. Put a reverb on it. Reverb 2. Put the wet open, bass down, a little bit of bass, and then make an automation clip. Just turn it off because you don't want it to be on immediately. What you do, something like, make sure this fades out a little bit. Something like, well, you don't want this ugly part at the end of it. Maybe something like this. And you can stretch it a little bit with mono. Something like this, maybe. Oh, I'm working on triplets. I'm like, that sounds delayed. Something like this, right? But then better. Does that answer your question? You just stretch the tail and you keep the punch. And you make sure that this overlaps correctly. Blending on generic bleeding. Damn, that's so mechanic. Put even a little bit of delay on it. That's does that make sense? Is there any? Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, my friend Tilo. Thank you for your question. I hope it answers it. With which plugin can I see the notes of my kick punch? I have a lot of punches, but I want to tune them. Say no more, my friend. Newtone, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. Okay, let's use this one. You guys can't see it, but right click and then edit sample. Shit, and then that's Newtone. Pitch correct sample. Let's see if Newtone's accurate. Not Simon, but Newtone says this kick is on A. This is. Let me just do the punch only because this thing is stripping. Make unique. Use the punch, and then edit the pitch correct sample. So this one says it's on F. Not sure if that's correct. We can check that with a piano roll. Oh, I don't even know. I just made a new word, guys. Is this a word? Piano. Piano. It sounds like Chinese. I made a new word. Let's open the piano. 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 All right. So it says it's on F. Not sure if that's accurate. Is it? Hard to tell. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is F. Yeah, it is F. So that works. So over here, this little button right here, and then click it, edit sample. No, I say it wrong 3 times now. Pitch correct sample. Dang. No. Is it possible to really stretch it without using reverb for it? You can do it as far as you want. If the tail like this is very clean tail. You can stretch it all the way you want. Sounds a little bit weird, but yeah, you can do it. I would just add a little bit of reverb to it and a crash. Sounds like F to me, Beethoven. Beethoven kick. Beethoven kick has born. Ging, 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 ging. Does every part of the music have to be on key with the rest of the track? I guess for no random effect, but I mean like snares, clips. Yeah, I wouldn't stress it too much. Like snares on key, I mean, I've never done that. I don't think everyone cares, but if you really want to be that perfective, like a perfectionist, then by all means, sure, it sounds better. I don't do it, but yeah. So there's no right or wrong answer in that. It sounds better. It sounds more cohesive for sure. But that's a lot of work, man. All these snares, finding it in the right key. I don't have time for that. In general, when should we make sure to be on key? Okay, so that gives answer to your... The more you are in key, the more cohesive your track is going to sound. So the answer to that is yes, you can do it. It's just a lot of work to put everything in key, especially snares or claps. I don't even know if there's a key and a clap, dude. Yeah. All right, guys. Any more questions? Thank you for these questions. Love it. Yeah, you don't have to stress about it. For sure not. Yeah, kicks should be in key, for sure. And the melody too, of course. And arps and anything melodic related. But FX kicks too, by the way. FX kicks too. How about the punch and the tail of a kick? Does it need to be in the same key? That's a great question. I don't think so. Because I hear a lot of tracks that don't have that. So, to me, to others, they might say yes. Maybe a D-block Estefan says yes. And a Warface probably says no. So, I don't think so. Gated till. Yeah. So, I just explained that. I'm not sure if you were here. But gated till is... and OPS has a good tutorial about that too. With the club kick. And then you add reverb to it and distort that. Highly recommend that tutorial. How do I reverse a reverb? You render it out. So... You go to Edison on the master. Edison. And you render it. You stop it, and then there's your reverb. Something here. Copy, paste, Control V, boom, boom. Here's your reverb. Reverse it. Yeah. Sounds like an intro for something. Right, guys, do we have any more questions, or are we gonna round it up for today? How long have I been online? I see that. I can't see that. Can I see that? Any more questions are more than welcome, guys. Has a rumble a note? Not really. No, not really. Goes all the way. Gated kicks usually don't. Gated crunches usually don't have. They don't have a key. Nika with the rebound. Okay, let me try once more. So your kick has too much low end compared to a reference, but reducing to match it makes your kick. There you go. 3 times the charm, right? I still don't know what you're asking. No, I'm kidding. So your kick has too much low end compared to a reference track. Okay, let's say you're listening to a disturb track or a F noise track or whatever you're listening to, and you want to remove the low end. Okay. Okay, this is the mutilated kick for the kick 2 I have in my program, which is basically a really good one in my opinion. Oh, she. But it's pushed so loud because of the master chain on this track. Let me turn that off really quick. Ewa. Annoying. Okay, so let's say you have too much low end and you want to match it, or too much. Control L, Maximus. Honestly, the easiest way is Maximus, because that's FL stuck. Turn off the compression on the master, high. Turn off the compression on the master, high, and mids if you don't want to use the compression of Maximus. Go to the low end and adjust the band. That's it. Easy. You preserve the sound of your kick and you can change the low end. So resume, to summarize it, if you want to keep the low end in your track, if you don't want to change up your kick, and you just want to add more low end or remove more low end, load it into Maximus, turn off all the compressions except for the low end, turn that on, and turn the gain down. Easy. How to mix kicks and leads for a clean sound. I did that in the last stream. You can check it out in the Masterclass, Mix and Masterclass stream. Do you think Hardstyle in the future can even be more aggressive than Uptempo? No, definitely not. No. Because Uptempo is faster, it's more aggressive, therefore. Already it's more faster, so you can't beat it. I do think we've reached the limit with hardstyle. I don't even call it hardstyle, honestly. What do you guys think? I think it's raw style is a sub-genre of hardstyle, because hardstyle now it has nothing to do with. I know it evolves, but I believe there's 2 genders. I believe there's 2 genders too. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but I believe there's 2, streams of hardstyle, raw hardstyle and regular hardstyle. It's evolved so much. It's so different. You cannot compare a Mutilator or an Andrex to a D-Block Estefan. That's completely different music. Sometimes it has overlap with the melodic stuff, sure. but listening to the kicks or screeches, man. So I don't think it will be more aggressive than up-tempo, because what on earth can be more aggressive than a microwave kick? That's literally distortion and bass. That's the only thing that you can add a high peak punch to it to make it more, yeah. What frequencies do I cut my leads? Good question. No right or wrong answer to that. What I usually do, and you can keep that in as a reference. Leads do not need low end, but they do need body. So you want to find a sweet spot. Mine is cut around, yeah, this is not a great example. 300 hertz, I would say. If I go too much to the right, it's going to sound too thin. You have to find the right balance between sounding full and not too muddy within your overall mix. This is not a final version. And the balance of it not being too thin. So that's yeah, it's a balance thing. I hope that answered your question, Marvin. How to mix kicks and leads for clicks. Yeah, already we talked about that. Actually, I do a 20, yeah, every lead screech, okay. Yeah, 200 hertz, that's fine. Which non-FL plugins are essential for your own eyes? Which ones can you not miss? Ooh, the whole FAP filter thing, Valhalla. I cannot live without an endless smile. I could. The FL Studio Transient Processor, you need to buy it for kicks. 100%. Gain Reduction Deluxe for vocals. What else do we have? What else do I use? OTT is free. Nimble Kick 100% if you pitch your kicks. Distortion I use. Kickstart, of course. Elevo Tool. Saturation knob. Stereo Imager. I use the Puke Tech EQ. Ozone I don't use. D-Blue Glitch is one of my favorites. So that's a lot of plugins. Hope that answers your question, Steph. Do you have any tips for gated tills like Rebellion, Psychodos, First Kick? Yeah. Unfortunately, I do. Well, not unfortunately, but I cannot show it right now because it's a lot of processing. I do have the tutorial, the course within my programs for my students. It's in-depth Kick 2, Kick Builder 2, where I guide you through A to Z how to create that, mutilator Rebellion kind of crunch sound from scratch. It's too long to do in this stream. Also, I'm losing my voice. It used to be one until 2016. Yep, and then we became raw. Absolutely, extreme raw. Yep. Split up into genres. Yo, greetings from Mexico. Greetings back, man. Thank you. New subscriber, always good. Today, Hardstyle sounds nothing. Yeah. Well, there's different opinions, guys. There's no right or wrong. This is my opinion. Doesn't really matter what I think, right? Right. Shaper Box. Absolute Shaper Box. Yes. Sean, you just don't join the program? Nice, man. No, my program, the advanced or the beginner, if you're a complete beginner, well, then you're probably not in this stream. But if you're an advanced producer, I still work with a lot of basic plugins in my program. Because I believe once you learn the foundations of all the basic plugins, you can work with a third-party plugin. If you understand what you do with a limiter, you understand what you do with the C2 compressor from FabFilter. So I teach my students to start with the basics and then use the third-party plugins. But yeah, FabFilter Pro Q3 is a must. And welcome to the gang, man. Hope to see more students coming in. Got a lot of new students coming in this month, and everyone's more than welcome to join. Of course, you can also become a member for $9.99 a month and join our weekly demo streams, feedback sessions, challenges, you name it. There's currently a 20% discount on both programs, by the way. More than welcome to join, guys. I would suggest going the way of pirating in the beginning. Yeah, I cannot advise that. But I kind of agree here. If you don't have the money, find another way and then buy it later. Honestly. Yep. Good to hear, Sean. You're more than welcome, man. I'm glad you like it. Everyone's having a good time in their community. Do you know how SoJuice makes his gated kicks? SoJuice. Can you give me a song for SoJuice? SoJuice. What do we have here? Let me just... The Phantasm. Rebellion of SoJuice, the product. Let's listen to it, guys.
My product is 51 times stronger.
Whoa. I don't like those kind of kicks too much. I really like the first one. So what I'm hearing is kind of the mutilated kick builder that I made for my students. And so where is it? Is it still here? No. That's what I'm hearing as a bass. Remember, we talked about the leads when you stack things on top of each other to make it a whole. That's what I'm hearing too. You hear the basic and then the crunch that adds that reverse effect to it. So get the basic for the you hear that's the movement that creates. Really nice kick. Holy shit. I'm not a fan of those. I'm not a fan of that. And this is just a lot of rumble again. The rumble. This kick doesn't. This tail doesn't have that. That reverse effect in it. Too much. Just hear the punch with the reverb. You can create that reverse effect a little bit with the punch reverb. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Those kind of kicks too much with the higher punch, the too high punch. Why you got a transient processor on your leads? Great observation. Because I felt like it pushed that lead. It's like upward compression. It sounded good. Look, without. It just brings up the dynamics a little bit more. I was just experimenting. I just do random shit and it sounds good sometimes. So yeah, the transient processor is just upwards compression. And with the release all open, it's not so much the transient anymore. It's a little bit the later phase. If I put it back on the first part, it sounds really weird. Basically, I'm opening it up for to have the full length of the lead. Hey, I really want to send in my latest track I've been working on, but the kicks don't have a good low end or clarity. Should I still send it for the feedback on the arrangement? Yeah, send it. Oh, you're a student, right? Altered State. So send it in for the demo stream. Justin is hosting a new demo stream, so send it in. He'll give you advice. Could you make a quick loop using the new FL Studio transponder plugin? No, I cannot because I have not tried it. I will put that on my list. Thank you. 10 a month, that sounds worth it. Dude, honestly, it is worth it. To me, obviously. But no, for you too. To have a whole community for yourself with, I think we're at 360 people now. So everyone invested, right, in the community. Everyone invested is either a student or they're investing to be a member. So the difference between a free community and my community, our community, is that it's only people that invested into their music career. So they're more serious. So they're more open to give and receive feedback. And that's like, it's so good to give and receive feedback because, man, those people that are attending all these demo streams all the time, they're making huge steps, man. Signing to Scantrack, Savage Squad, you name it, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Cybergore, Metal and Blood. Yeah, I know that kick. It's crazy. I love Cybergore. I love Cybergore kicks. What? Diesel is just a fucking legend. Such a cool guy too, man. He's killing it. Which VST is similar in Ableton? I have no idea. Ask ChatGPT. I can ask it for you. One sec. I ask ChatGPT everything. Which VST is similar in Ableton as Maximus in or FL Studio? Right, in Ableton Live, the closest VST to Maximus in FL Studio is Multiband Dynamics, which is Ableton's stock multiband compressor and dynamic processor. While it doesn't replicate Maximus perfectly, it does provide similar functionalities for multiband compression, upward and downward compression. There is your answer, Diderik. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? We still have 55 people. I love it. Thank you guys for coming, man. I really appreciate it. And make sure to stay updated, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do this more often. Next time I'm going to do I'll fix your project kind of thing, right? Where I just actually fix your stuff. What do you think about Cruelty Baklava kick? Okay, let's listen to it. Baklava. Okay, let's listen to... Okay.
My product is 51 times stronger than cocaine. 51 times more hallucinogenic than acid, and 51 times more explosive.
Okay, let's listen to it. Cruelty, some dark shit, dude. You guys see that with the coffin coming in? What the fuck, man? I. Oh, oh, I spelled it wrong. It's apparently balaclava. I thought it was baklava. Whatever, dude. This shit is so dark, man. So what I think about it, it's really, I think live, it's insane. At home, it doesn't do much to me, but I think live, dude, crazy. I did a similar smiler kick, but it's not as heavy as, I should put up this tutorial for my students soon for the smiler kick. Thank you for the mastering video. Helped me yesterday with previewing a track on the booking. Hey man, that's good for you, man. That's great. What do you think about Diesel's new live act, Aeon? It's more, yeah, I've heard it. I've read about it. I didn't listen to it yet, honestly. I still need to listen to it. Quick question, when will you do the satirized type of kick? And also, do you have a video for cleaning up your mix? The satirized type of kick I'm working on for the uptempo course program. It's not going to be on YouTube for a long time. I'm just going to prioritize the students that want the program. So I'm working on an all-in-one kick builder for all the uptempo kicks, satirized, DRS, uptempo kicks, bouncy uptempo kicks, everything in one. So you don't have to listen to 50 tutorials. There's one tutorial, and I will show you how to make the difference in all these type of kicks. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Neon Vision? Cruelty is kind of rebellion overdose in that way. At home, it's not that good, but live, it just blows your mind. Yeah, it probably does, man. It probably does, honestly. It sounds so... These kicks sounds like they would destroy the sound system. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I have one last question. Is anyone going to We Are Hardstyle next week? I'll be there. Maybe we can meet up. We can have a chat about music production. If not, that's fine. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. It was a good show up. Around 60 people. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. And we're going to do it soon again. We're going to do TikTok streams, which are completely different, which are more showcase. This is more in-depth music production. And yeah, don't forget, subscribe. And if you want to become a member, become a member. Love to see you in the community. If you want to become a student, even better, of course. You can also join us. Check out the store. There's a 20% discount. The Uptempo program is not online yet. Working on it. You can pre-save it on my website. Yee. Thank you guys so much for all the questions, and be safe. Have a great evening or afternoon, wherever you are. And let's schedule the next one really soon. All right, guys. See ya. Way yo.